I'm delighted to be joined by Robin Mounsey, who is head of media at the BHA, to talk about the Horse Comes First campaign. Robin, first of all, welcome to Racing UK and to Royal Ascot. It's a fabulous week, this, isn't it?
Oh, it's a wonderful week, and thank you very much indeed for having us on the show to talk about this campaign. It's much appreciated. When you've got one of the centrepieces of British racing here, it's very right that we should be talking about one of the most important aspects of the sport, which is the welfare of the animals who take part in it.
And the Horse Comes First campaign, am I right in suggesting that it is about raising awareness for what the industry actually does and how much we actually care about those horses who entertain us so much?
That's exactly right. So it was launched in 2013 actually, and it's a cross-industry campaign, so all the major stakeholders in the industry are part of it, and its purpose is to raise awareness of the high welfare standards that exist within the sport. It's something that we who work in racing probably all instinctively understand, and we know that we're very proud of how well these animals are treated for, but does the average person in the street, does the person who we want to attract to come racing know that? We're not sure, and that's what the campaign's all about, raising that awareness.
Yeah, and to let everybody know that there are so many people that work in this industry that care deeply about the horses that they work with.
There's about 6,000 people whose lives are dedicated to caring for the 14,000 horses that we've got in training at any one time. I mean, that's a fantastic level of staff and caring that these horses receive throughout the year. Cold mornings, Christmas Day, Boxing Day, these people are out there giving their time and their lives to care for these animals, and it's a wonderful thing. We should be very proud of it.
With the inception of this campaign, did you feel there was a real need to publicly make everybody aware how much we do care as an industry?
The public's perception of the sport is absolutely essential. If we're going to have a sport which is going to continue to grow and to thrive, it's so important that the general public, influencers in government and welfare organisations all have trust in the welfare standards in our sport, and that's a really important part of this campaign, to make sure that everyone is aware of just how well we treat these animals.
Yeah, no, I think it's a very, very worthwhile campaign, and I think it's important, and I'm sure you'd agree that it's got to start at every level, really. You've got to let everybody know that the welfare starts the moment those horses are born and cared for on studs, and then go to the sales ring and go into training, and after training when they cease their careers on the track.
Our duty of care to our horses extends well beyond the start and also the end of the careers of these animals who race in Britain. We've recently introduced in British racing a 30-day foal notification scheme, which means that if you're a foal who's born to race in Britain, you must be notified within 30 days that you are intended to race here, and that helps us track from such an early age what's happening to the foals who are born and intended for our sport. And then the industry has wonderful systems in place for caring for horses when they leave the industry as well, in particular through retraining of racehorses, a charity that's dedicated for that cause. And it also, David Sykes, who is the BHA's Director of Equine Health and Welfare, has recently stated that he's working on an enhancement of the sports welfare strategy, and that will include a real focus on birth to well beyond the end of career of these horses.
Yeah, it really is fantastic that the industry is coming together, and it's important to stress that. There's all sorts of facets within the industry. There's the Racehorse Owners Association, there's the NTF, the BHA. There are so many strands to the industry, but they are all coming together, united behind this campaign.
Jockeys, trainers, owners, racecourses, they're all part of this campaign and they all contribute to it. The sports promotional arm, Great British Racing, they understand the importance of spreading this message as well. This campaign wouldn't be successful if all of those bodies weren't involved, because it has to strike the heart of everything we do. It's not dedicated, it's not just specific to one particular area, as you say. It's not just trainers in the yards, it's jockeys, it's the owners, the way they look after them as well. And that's what's so important about this campaign, absolutely.
And we need to spread the word actively, don't we?
We do. Like I say, we know from research that there are people out there who might consider coming racing, but they're not sure about it because they don't know. They've heard stories, people spreading stories about
Chinese
the sport.
Exactly,
yeah. But if people can see just how much effort goes into caring for these horses and that how much is invested into these horses as well. So the sport has invested over £32 million since the year 2000 on equine science and welfare and veterinary research. And that's research that doesn't just benefit thoroughbreds, it benefits all horses in Britain as well. British Racing are pioneers on this front.
We've seen an excellent video that you've put together. That's very, very good indeed, and that's the kind of thing that you need to be, or I suppose you're going to be playing out at racecourses and playing on TV whenever you can.
Absolutely, and Ascot are going to be showing it this week, which we're very grateful for. So the video is filmed at William Haggis's Somerville Lodge, and it shows two aspects really. One is the remarkable facilities that are available to these horses. It's a wonderful technology that William has to look after his horses. It's like an equine spa over there.
Exactly.
But also, and probably more importantly, it's about the people who look after those horses. William features in the video, but it's all about his team. There's a Claire Goodenough, a former Stud and Stable Staff Awards winner, really clearly shows just how much she loves the horses that she cares for. Suraj, their facilities manager, he's got a beaming smile throughout the video because nothing makes him happier than talking about how much he loves looking after these horses. And that's something that, I mean, William's a top yard and has got wonderful facilities, but those something that's consistent throughout the industry are those people, the kind of people who are looking after our animals.
Yeah. You are yourself a great advertisement for the good things that we are doing for horse welfare within the industry, but people can go to the microsite and have a look for themselves about exactly what we're doing. BritishHorseRacing.com/welfare. The video's on there if people want to watch it again, but also loads of information about the Horse Comes First campaign, and also detailed information about what the sport does to make it safer. The various research projects we've got undergoing at the minute, loads of data about that shows exactly how the sport has become safer. For example, I'm not sure if everyone will know, but the sports fatality rate has decreased by a third in the last 20 years and sits at just below 0.2% of runners. That kind of information is all available on the website. It's important to get the facts out there as well.
Exactly.
And to dispel some of the myths.
Well, there are those out there who will put false information out there, and that's another important factor of the Horse Comes First campaign. But also the sport's general approach of being open and transparent about welfare and the data that lies behind it.
Yeah, not only are we looking after the people and the horses within our industry, we're letting everybody know about it. Thanks to yourself. Robin, thank you very much for joining us. A really well worth campaign. Brilliant
Thank
stuff.
you very much indeed for having us on again. It's much appreciated.
Thank you, mate.
Cheers.